joined by Master Joe, who started all of this and developed ring contact fighting arts in South Africa. Master Joe, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Master Joe, in 1989, you became the first South African kickboxing champion. How did that feel?
It's brilliant. You know, at that stage, South Africa was so far behind on fighting, doing kickboxing. It was incredible. But my background in boxing, and of course Kyokushinkai karate was my basics that I work from. But the boxing comes with the Kyokushinkai. Then of course judo, wrestling, ballet, and modern dancing.
You know, like our viewers can go and look up on all the stuff you've done. You've got experience in so many different kinds of sports, you know, and you've acquired all these skills. But the part of your story that stands out is that you went overseas and, you know, you set this world title, but then you came back to raise a generation that could follow you. What is it that you came to pass on to people below you and that you hope will continue in South Africa?
Well, I personally think now South Africa's got its own martial art heritage. But I've been there, I've seen it, I've done it, and all my people that's involved in the organization worldwide is ex-fighters, guys that's been in the ring, it's humble, and it's people can look up to. I always say, what's life all about if you can't better yourself and of course better somebody else's life? That's so important. And with Brandon here next to us, to see his humble attitude, his way he's doing it, all the kids can look up to him. He's a guy that's clean living, training hard, study as hard as possible, all his capability into it. So why can't we give people like that an opportunity in life?
How does it feel to know that, you know, the title you won didn't just end there and here you've got a person who's following in your footsteps? How does it feel to see the success being passed on?
It's fantastic. I must say, you know, Brendan now is my 10th person that I've turned into a world champion. And the 10th guy, that's it. Now it's 2 hands.
Yeah.
Now we want to fill up more.
Yeah. And you know, each of these guys have their own individual story of, you know, overcoming things and you know, building this courage. How does ring contact instill that courage and that fighter spirit within the younger generation?
You know, if you look at the discipline worldwide, we're having really a big difference in the world. If we look at 20 years back, the discipline from parents to children, children to fellow children and all of that, it really changes a lot. And if you still see today's life like Brandon's dad, very much discipline in his house, well spoken, always ready to do things and is willing to improve, listening. Now with that, you've got a winning combination and that's what we want. As you can see, nature, we're in nature. Why do we do it? Nature gave us feet, hands, knees, head, everything. Nature gave all these weapons we have with us to utilize that and to know what to do with it, but on a organized way and a good thing. And that's why in ring contact fighting art, the standing 8 count and all those type of things that's in the ring, that we can protect the fighter, because we need to know he's got a future. There's no surgeon in the world that can fix brain damage, and people must realize that. So a sport like we do is a contact sport. It's a full contact sport and you can get knocked out. So if an organization can't safeguard his participants, I have no idea why they're doing that.
Yeah, just to clear that up for our viewers, tell us about this development of ring contact in South Africa. How does that differ from kickboxing or MMA?
Okay, huge difference. We have syllabus, which we train. We have a series of movements. So we have kids that's not there just to do full contact. They can't do it and they don't want to do it. The willpower is not there, but there's a semi-contact system which they can, and by doing that they can defend themselves as well. Then we have a full contact system which people want more of the real thing into it. And then of course the low kick division, where you also use the legs to utilize the technique. And then we have the close combat, which is also grappling, holding, throwing down, strangling, holds and pin the guy down or knock him out on the ground. But you know, there's in all of those systems is different. If I say different, the rules, firstly, and secondly, of course, the safety of the sport. To me, the safety comes number one, because it's a tough sport. I always said to my world champions, you know, when all of us is old, I would love to sit next to me and he can talk to me.
Yes.
I don't want him to stutter and fall all over the place because of brain damage. Then I haven't done my job. You can still do that if you look at our top fighters worldwide, Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvelous Hagler, all these guys, clean faces, clean good, well-spoken, because they've been managed properly.
Yes.
And this is how I see ring contact fighting art progress in the world.
Okay. And how has this progression grown? You were
Fantastic.
speaking earlier about different affiliates and internationally and nationally.
37 countries.
Wow.
So we're planning in the next 3 years to have the first ring contact fighting art world champions held in South Africa. But as you can see, the Battle of Atlanta in America, next year already we'll have quite about 12 to 13 countries fighting ring contact fighting art. So you could say that's a half world championships that we will have in America. Why we're having it the first time there is it's much easier for Europe and those countries to get into America. And for us in Africa, there's a lot of us still with visas and things like that. So we're trying to get to accommodate everybody at the same time. But Africa is going to see the biggest growth in a martial art ever.
Yes.
I'm very positive of that.
How would you encourage someone to get involved in ring contact?
We have representatives nearly all over South Africa. And on our website as well, we're in construction now because of the fast, rapid growth.
Yeah.
We're growing so fast that we constantly must do something about it. We're with very professional people doing that. And in the website, they can really look at it. And then, of course, we're not just doing that. We do self-defense for women, house protection, looking at all safety parts and how to carry a handbag, how to do this. So we're there to really try and take care of the individual, not just to become a champion.
Yes.
That's one of our facets. But the rest is to better yourself as a person and to have confidence as you as an individual.
Yes. You know, Master Joe, there must be some kind of secret that you've passed down or some kind of advice if you've raised 10 champions after you're ready.
Well, first of all, you must understand the human, the person you work with, because each individual is different. And his build, his anatomy, and everything about the person is different. So you got to utilize the person in the most effective way. And what is the most effective way? The most effective way, what is his capability? You can train him according to his capability, not mine, not his or anyone else, his capability. Once he's masters his capability, he gets confidence. Once you have confidence in what you can do, that gives you the drive power. And that when it comes in, when you were asking the question today, if you get hit, what do you do after that? It's a question, once you got confidence and you get hit, okay, I'm going to get you back. Because you got confidence in your capability. Only by confidence in capability, you will be able to retaliate. If you don't have confidence, you're going to sit and go out of the ring.
Yes.
So building confidence is my expertise, as well as working psychologically in it. And then, of course, knowing the person, muscle density, lung capacity, because that's the way you need to train somebody. You can't just do what I do or he does. We need to know, does he have the muscle density to be able to absorb shock? Not thinking that you can do it by weightlifting. No, it's got nothing to do with it. Lung capacity, can he go fast, slow? Must he pace himself now? What must he do in this round? Because me as a trainer must be able to see what my fighter is going through in this round. And then when he sits, I got to give him the right thing. Because the fighter is thinking about all the techniques. He's not thinking, oh, I'm tired now, I've got to wait a little bit, or I got to pace myself. The trainer's work is to do that. So the trainer and the fighter must be one. We say it's like a marriage. They must be one. They must understand each other. And sometimes trainers over push the fighter. They think he's more capable than what he's actually capable of, and that's a problem. So we got to correct that. So there's a lot of training of trainers, a lot of training of fighters, and of course youngsters, little kids from 4 years of age, hand and foot coordination, those type of things, and the confidence of doing things. And we as humans, once you get something right, you get confidence. If you don't get something right, you try and get away from it. That's our trick. How do you get that guy psychologically or that woman back to really understand the capability of you as a person?
Yes. Brandon, I don't know if you have maybe any other dreams besides kickboxing or ring contact.
I wanted to be a soldier.
Yeah, soldier. I mean, we've heard some devastating stories in MMA of people who couldn't fulfill their dreams, like, Brandon's to be a soldier. So how do you think ring contact will help, the younger generation to be able to go on and fulfill their dreams and, be protected from the danger that often comes with sports like this?
A rating system, very important. A rating system, an A, B, and a C class fighter. And that's what is a big problem worldwide now is fighters get utilized for money. And those guys never has been in a ring, so they don't know what's it like to take a shot. And the fighters get in there, you know why? A fighter is a different breed. Totally. He likes to get in there, he likes to feel it, he likes to see what's his capability. A lot of fighters don't even fight for the money, they just want to see they can do it. And you see, that is being utilized wrongly. I think with that capability of a person that's got the guts to do so, let's rate them properly. Let's get them into a B and a C class fighter. From C you can only go over to B. From B you can only go over to A. From A you can only step into the professional ring.
Yes.
Then we've got build up. Now it's all of a sudden worldwide, oh, I've got this type of championships. Who can fight? I pay you this, who can fight? Now guys that's been ex-fighters, has been knocked out many times, they don't even have a track record of these guys. And these guys will fight because they got the heart to fight. And now what are we doing? Are we really building a sport, or are we breaking a sport? And for me, I would love to see the sport worldwide. There's a lot of countries now that's banning these reckless type of fighting. And I'm very positive about that because you must have a standing 8 count. You must protect the fighter. And it's action all the way. So the promoters can make whatever they need to make. But let's protect the individual for the future. So the future will be the sport.
Yes. And Brandon, lastly, let's just, while you two are together, what is it from Master Joe that you've learned the most, or what piece of advice has he given you that will stay with you?
Every time I see him, he brings confidence in me. He makes me think about the future.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you very much, guys, for what you're doing and the sport that you're raising in South Africa, and we're excited to see what the future holds for you.
Thank you for your time as well. It's great having you out here.